And contains sponsored content. The opinions and views expressed belong to its sponsors and not those of Nexstar Media Incorporated, this station, or their affiliates or employees. Now, time for a break with Central Illinois' own Gretchen Wirtz.
Welcome back to Central Illinois Newsday. I'm Gretchen Wirtz, and today I'm joined by one of my friends, Chip Joyce, who is directing Sweet Charity at Peoria Players Theater, coming up here in just a few weeks.
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
All right, Chip. Well, I've talked to you many times before, and you were doing this. You were tackling the show. Have you ever done this one before? Is this new for you?
No.
New for you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit, real quickly, what Sweet Charity is about.
Okay. Well, this is the first time in about 30 years that it's been produced in Peoria.
Oh, okay.
So it is, in essence, a romantic comedy. About I guess a down-on-her-luck girl named Charity. She works in a dance hall, which is kind of an enterprise that's from the past. It's set in the 1960s in New York, and she is kind of constantly unlucky in love. She finally meets a guy who seems like he's the right guy, and she seems to think that she's going to live happily ever after, and I guess you have to come see this show to find out if she does. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's got some songs that I think a lot of people know.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Spender.
Yes.
My friends could sing now. I know those.
It's a big, if people are familiar with the work of like Bob Fosse and Gwen Verdon.
Yep.
And, if you happen to see the Fosse Verdon miniseries, it covered a lot of Sweet Charity. It was a show that they were kind of a dysfunctional Broadway power couple at the time. And Fosse directed and choreographed the show, and Gwen was the star.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's Big Spender is a big song in that. If My Friends Could See Me Now, which I think the first time I ever heard that was a Kathy Lee singing on a Carnival Cruise Line commercial when I was a kid.
That's
and The Rhythm of Life, which I first sang in middle school chorus. So there's a lot of familiar songs.
That you're maybe not so familiar with, or you will when
you won't realize they're from Sweet Charity.
This, yes.
Yeah, right.
How big is your cast on this one?
The cast is 27 people.
Okay. A lot of dancing?
A lot of dancing, yeah. Some very elaborate, spectacular dance numbers.
So who's doing your choreography?
Our choreographer is Heather Klaus, who she actually commutes from the Chicago suburbs to choreograph for us.
Wow.
We hold kind of weekend choreography sessions. She comes down and stays for the weekend, and I have a
How did you get paired with her?
Well, gosh, we go back 15 years. She used to live here. She used to be local, and then moved away, and we've been doing shows. Usually I can get her about every couple of years for a show. She last did Chorus Line with me at Peoria Players. Yeah.
Very cool.
And so I wanted her for this one, and we're having a great time. I have an assistant director that's Sydney Abnauer, who is also a dancer and choreographer. And so when Heather's not there, I have a very good set of eyes to kind of help out. Yeah.
Okay, so how is this going to be different than maybe a Sweet Charity that you've seen before on Broadway, or another version? What's the Chip Joyce difference, the take on it?
Well, it's very much Peoria Players just did SpongeBob, and they just did, and they're going to do Mamma Mia, and so Sweet Charity's kind of dropped in the middle of these really big, bombastic shows, and so I thought, well, this is kind of it's not a small show, but it is maybe sort of smaller scale, so, and we have a lot of dance, so you don't want a lot of clunky set pieces to be in the way of dancers, so it's a really minimalist approach, I would say, but very colorful. And kind of stylistic.
Lots of movement.
Definitely.
And costumes. We're in the 1960s.
1960s, very colorful, very fun
Dancing.
1960s costumes, yeah.
Okay. So we've known each other. We have not been in a show together, and you have not directed me yet. You kind of intimidate me. I'm a little, you do everything.
That's
and there's nothing you cannot do, so I'm a little,
I can't play football.
So we're not doing a musical about football?
Not yet, no.
The Blind Side or the musical?
Yeah, right.
Is there any show that you haven't done yet that you would love to do or tackle?
I've been pretty lucky. Most of them I've had the chance to do at this point, so I'm always looking for the next one. And the next one I'm doing is actually Mary Poppins at Cornstalk Theater this summer.
You've not done that one yet?
No, I was supposed to do it in 2020.
Okay, that's right.
And you know what happened.
Yes,
so it's an event 3 years in the making now.
So it's all in your head. You're ready to go.
I think so.
All right, well, definitely come check out Sweet Charity. It's at Peoria Players Theater. It is coming up here March 25th and 26th. It opens with the evening shows, and the matinees on the 27th and the 3rd. Get your tickets, 688-4473, or go to peoriaplayers.org. Charity, Chip. Sweet Charity, break a leg.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. All right, more coming up. Keep it right here.
The preceding segment contains sponsored content. The opinions and views expressed belong to its sponsors and not those of Nexstar Media Incorporated, this station, or their affiliates or employees.